Food number 7. The secret weapon that changed everything. This final food almost sounds too good to be true, but it delivered the miracle my father had been praying for. Uninterrupted sleep. Tart cherry juice became his secret weapon against the last remaining enemy. Occasional sleep disruption from muscle tension. Here's what made this extraordinary. Tart cherries, especially Montmorency cherries, contain unique compounds called anthocyanins that reduce inflammation in muscle tissue. Chronic low-level inflammation makes muscles prone to cramping even when you have adequate minerals. But tart cherry juice delivered a double miracle. It's one of the few natural sources of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Since muscle recovery and mineral absorption happen during deep sleep, better sleep created an upward spiral of muscle health. The Journal of Sports Nutrition published research that made my father's results make perfect sense. People who consumed tart cherry juice daily experienced 40% fewer muscle cramps and significantly better sleep within 1 week. Dad's bedtime routine: 8 ounces of 100% tart cherry juice 2 hours before bed. The timing maximizes both anti-inflammatory effects and natural melatonin benefits. Critical detail: only buy 100% tart cherry juice, not cherry juice cocktail, which is mostly sugar water. Real tart cherry juice will be quite tart. That's your proof of beneficial compounds. Dad's taste solution: he mixes it with a little sparkling water to make what he calls his evening tonic. Results? For the first time in 15 years, my father sleeps 7 to 8 hours without interruption. His muscle recovery became so efficient that he wakes up feeling genuinely refreshed. This final addition completed his transformation from nightmare to miracle. Here's my father's complete daily routine that ended his 15-year nightmare. This isn't theory. This is exactly what a real person does every single day to stay cramp-free. Morning, 7 a.m. Scrambled eggs with handful of spinach, half an avocado sliced on top, cinnamon sprinkle, coffee on the side. Mid-morning snack, 10 a.m. Small handful of mixed nuts, almonds, walnuts, Brazil nuts, with his morning vitamins. Lunch, 12:30 p.m. Half a reheated sweet potato with Greek yogurt and cinnamon, plus his regular meal. Afternoon snack, 3 p.m. Another small handful of nuts in his car between appointments. Dinner, 6 p.m. Regular meal, no special additions needed. Evening, 8 p.m. 8 ounces of tart cherry juice mixed with sparkling water while watching TV. Bedtime snack, 9 p.m. 1 banana sliced over small bowl of Greek yogurt with berries and cinnamon. Total daily cost about $4 per day. Compare that to the $200 month he was spending on supplements that didn't work. Total prep time: about 10 minutes of actual food preparation spread throughout the day. The results after 3 years: 0 severe muscle cramps, sleeping 7 to 8 hours uninterrupted, back to working on cars, playing with grandchildren, better energy than he had in his 60s, off 2 prescription medications, with doctor approval. Most important lesson: he didn't add everything at once. Week 1, bananas. Week 2, added spinach. Week 3, sweet potatoes, and so on. Gradual changes stick. Your muscles are probably deficient in the same nutrients my father's were. This routine could be your roadmap to freedom too. 3 months ago, my father called me again at 2 a.m. My heart stopped. Was he in pain again? When I answered, I heard something I'd never heard before. My father laughing. "Laura," he said, "I just woke up because I had to use the bathroom, and you know what I realized? I slept for 6 straight hours without thinking about my legs even once. I actually forgot that I used to have muscle cramps. That phone call made me cry harder than the first one, but for completely different reasons. If you're suffering with muscle cramps, please don't give up hope. If these simple foods could save a stubborn 73-year-old mechanic who'd suffered for 15 years, they can help you too. Comment Dad's Proof below for his complete daily meal plan and shopping list. I want to share his exact routine with anyone who needs it. If this gives you hope, please share it with someone you love who's suffering. You might just save their quality of life. Subscribe for more real solutions that actually work for real people. Next week, The 5 gentle exercises my father does to stay strong and cramp-free. Remember, you're not broken. You're just missing the right nutrition. My father is living proof that it's never too late to get your life back. Sweet dreams and pain-free mornings ahead. Medical disclaimer: always consult your healthcare provider before making dietary changes. The phone rang at 2:17 a.m. I'll never forget that time because when I saw Dad on my caller ID, my heart sank. No one calls at 2 a.m. with good news. When I answered, I heard something I'd never heard before. My tough 73-year-old father was crying. Not just upset, sobbing. "Laura," he whispered, "I think I'm going to lose my leg. These cramps are so bad I can't walk. I can't sleep. I can't live like this anymore." I'm Dr. Laura, and in that moment, despite 15 years of medical practice, I felt completely helpless. My father, the man who taught me to be strong, who fixed everything with his bare hands, was broken by something as simple as muscle cramps. But here's what happened next, and I'm sharing this because it might save your life too. You see, my dad had been suffering with violent muscle cramps for 15 years. They started as occasional night cramps, but escalated to full-body seizures that would last up to 20 minutes. He'd tried everything: prescription medications that made him dizzy, painful injections, even expensive supplements that promised miracles but delivered nothing. That night changed everything. I hung up the phone and spent the next 72 hours diving into research like my father's life depended on it, because honestly, it did. What I discovered wasn't what I expected. It wasn't some exotic treatment or expensive therapy. It was 7 common foods, probably sitting in your kitchen right now, that work together like medicine for your muscles. Within 14 days of following what I'm about to share with you, my father went from crying in pain to sleeping peacefully through the night. 3 years later, he hasn't had a single severe cramp. He's back to working on cars, playing with his grandchildren, and living the life he thought was gone forever. Before we dive in, I need you to do something. In the comments, tell me, has anyone you love ever suffered like this? A parent, spouse, or maybe you're going through this yourself? Because what I'm about to share isn't just information, it's hope. And if you're serious about getting your life back from muscle cramps, hit subscribe right now. I share real solutions for real people every week, and I don't want you to miss what could change everything for you. Here's my father's exact routine that ended his 15-year nightmare. This isn't theory, this is proof. Food number 1, the 3 a.m. rescue that shocked us. Shocked us both. The first night we tried this, my father called me at 3:30 a.m. My heart stopped. Was he in pain again? But when I answered, he said something I'll never forget. "Laura, for the first time in 15 years, a cramp started, and then it just stopped. In 30 seconds. That rescue food? A simple banana. But not for the reason you think. Most people know bananas have potassium, but here's what saved my father that night. Bananas contain what I call the emergency response team: potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6 working together. Here's what happens in your body. When a cramp hits, your muscle cells are basically screaming for potassium. The natural sugars in bananas act like an express delivery system, rushing potassium directly to the crisis zone. The magnesium helps the muscle release, while B6 helps your body actually use these minerals effectively. My father's breakthrough moment. I told him to keep a banana on his nightstand and eat half of it the moment a cramp started. That first night, his usual 20-minute torture session lasted 30 seconds. But here's the prevention secret. He started eating 1 banana about an hour before bed every night. The timing is crucial. It gives your body time to position these nutrients where your muscles need them most during those vulnerable overnight hours. The science backs this up. A study in the Journal of Sports Medicine found that people who ate a banana 30 minutes before their typical cramp time had 50% fewer episodes. For those managing diabetes, choose bananas that are still slightly green, less sugar, more resistant starch, and pair with a handful of nuts to slow absorption. Safety warning: if you take blood pressure medications, especially ACE inhibitors, check with your doctor before dramatically increasing banana intake. My father's exact routine: one medium banana sliced over a small bowl of Greek yogurt with cinnamon, eaten 1 hour before bed. He calls it his insurance policy. The result? From 15 years of nightly torture to peaceful sleep in just one night. But this was just the beginning. The next food took his recovery from good to amazing. Food No. 2, the mechanic's hand miracle. 3 weeks into his banana routine, my father made an announcement that shocked our whole family. "I'm going back to work on cars." You have to understand, he'd been a mechanic for 50 years, but hand cramps had forced him to stop. Watching him give up his passion was heartbreaking. But then we added this second food, and everything changed. That food? Spinach. And the transformation was dramatic. Here's what blew my mind. 90% of people over 50 are deficient in magnesium, and this deficiency is the #1 hidden cause of muscle cramps. 1 cup of cooked spinach delivers 160 milligrams of magnesium, 40% of your daily needs in a single serving. But here's why this was life-changing for my father. Magnesium is literally the relaxation mineral. While calcium makes muscles contract, magnesium makes them release. Without enough magnesium, your muscles stay locked in contraction mode. Exactly what was happening to his hands. The European Journal of Clinical Nutrition published a study that made me cry when I read it. Adults over 50 who increased their magnesium through food sources saw a 70% reduction in muscle cramps within 4 weeks. That's better than most prescription medications. My father's initial resistance: "I hate spinach, Laura. It tastes like grass." So we got creative. I taught him the stealth spinach method, adding it to foods he already loved. Scrambled eggs with spinach became his morning routine. The heat wilts the spinach down to almost nothing, but the nutrition stays powerful. His favorite discovery: what he calls mechanic's soup, his regular chicken soup with a handful of frozen spinach stirred in during the last minute of cooking. He can't even taste it, but his hands can feel the difference. Within 2 weeks of adding daily spinach, he was back in his garage. Within a month, he'd fixed 3 cars. The man who couldn't hold a wrench was back to rebuilding engines. Pro tip from Dad: keep frozen spinach in your freezer. It's just as nutritious as fresh, lasts forever, and you can add it to anything hot. No prep, no waste, maximum benefit. His hand cramps? Gone. His joy? Back. That's the power of giving your muscles what they're desperately missing. Food No. 3, the energy insurance policy. By month 2, my father was sleeping better and his hands were working again. But he had one complaint: "Laura, I feel great at night, but by afternoon, my legs start getting that warning tingle that used to mean a cramp was coming." That's when we discovered his energy problem, and the food that solved it completely. Sweet potatoes became his afternoon savior. Here's why this was crucial. Muscle cramps often happen when your muscles run out of readily available energy. They're forced to switch to backup energy systems, and that transition can trigger cramping. 1 medium sweet potato provides 540 milliliters of potassium, more than a banana, plus complex carbohydrates that keep your muscles fed for hours. But here's what made the difference for my father. Sweet potatoes prevent the energy roller coaster that was triggering his afternoon warning tingles. The American College of Sports Medicine research showed that people who maintain steady blood sugar through complex carbs experience 60% fewer muscle cramps. My father became living proof of this statistic. His simple routine: every Sunday, he bakes 4 sweet potatoes and keeps them in the fridge. Every day at lunch, he reheats half of one and eats it with a little cinnamon and Greek yogurt. The beta-carotene in sweet potatoes was an unexpected bonus. Your body converts it to vitamin A, which keeps the communication lines between your nervous system and muscles working perfectly. When this communication breaks down, you get those sudden, unexpected contractions. Dad's preparation secret: pierce with a fork, microwave for 5 minutes, then finish in a 400-degree oven for 10 minutes. He says this gives the perfect texture: fluffy inside, slightly crispy skin. For blood sugar concerns, the fiber in sweet potatoes actually helps stabilize blood sugar, especially when paired with protein like Greek yogurt. Results? those afternoon warning tingles disappeared within a week. His afternoon energy became steady and reliable. No more afternoon naps due to fatigue. No more evening cramps from energy crashes. If you're finding this helpful and want to see more real solutions that actually work, give this video a thumbs up right now. Stop for a second. We're halfway through my father's exact routine that ended his 15-year nightmare. In the comments right now, tell me, which of these first 3 foods could you start with tonight? My father started with just bananas, and that alone changed his life in 24 hours. Also, if you know someone who's suffering with muscle cramps, a parent, spouse, friend, share this video with them right now. Don't wait. 3 years ago, this information saved my father's quality of life. It could save theirs too. Now, let's get to the food that shocked both of us with how fast it worked. Food number 4, the Calcium Revelation Month. 3 brought a discovery that surprised us both. My father mentioned, I used to get these weird finger cramps when I was reading or writing. I thought it was just arthritis, but they're gone too. That's when I realized we'd accidentally solved a problem we didn't even know existed. Calcium deficiency affecting muscle control. Greek yogurt became his evening routine. And here's why it was crucial. Calcium and magnesium work as partners. Calcium makes muscles contract. Magnesium makes them relax. When this partnership is unbalanced, you get muscles that contract but can't properly release. 1 cup of Greek yogurt provides 200 milligrams of highly absorbable calcium plus high-quality protein that supplies amino acids for muscle repair. But the real magic happened with timing. My father started eating a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt with berries 2 hours before bed. This timing allows your body to absorb and position the calcium where your muscles need it most during overnight hours. The probiotics were an unexpected bonus. They improved his nutrient absorption throughout his digestive system, meaning he got more benefit from all the other foods we'd added. Dad's evening routine: plain Greek yogurt with frozen blueberries. He lets them thaw in the yogurt for natural sweetness, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. He calls it his bedtime insurance. Important note, we chose plain over flavored because added sugars can interfere with mineral absorption. Results? Those finger cramps he'd attributed to getting old completely disappeared. His grip strength improved. Even his handwriting got neater because his fingers weren't fighting constant low-level tension. Lactose intolerant? Greek yogurt contains much less lactose than regular milk. Many people who can't handle milk do fine with Greek yogurt. My father was one of them. This simple addition took his recovery from good to extraordinary, but we weren't done yet. Food number 5, the time release miracle. By month 4, my father made an announcement that brought tears to my eyes. "Laura, I think I'm actually stronger than I was before all this started." That strength came from our 5th edition, almonds, and the reason will blow your mind. While other foods gave quick mineral spikes, almonds provided what saved my father's muscles long-term: sustained, time-release nutrition that worked around the clock. 1 ounce of almonds, about 23 almonds, provides 80 milliliters of the magnesium, plus healthy fats and protein that slow digestion. This creates steady mineral delivery to muscles over 4 to 6 hours instead of quick spikes and crashes. But almonds offered something unique that explained my father's increased strength: vitamin E, which protects muscle cell membranes from damage. Damaged muscle cells are more prone to cramping and weakness. Research shows people with adequate vitamin E have 35% fewer exercise-induced muscle cramps and maintain muscle strength better with aging. Dad's discovery: he started keeping a small container of mixed nuts in his car and eating about an ounce mid-afternoon. This perfectly bridged the gap between his sweet potato lunch and his evening routine. His favorite mix: almonds, walnuts, for omega-3s that reduce inflammation, and Brazil nuts, for selenium that aids muscle recovery. Storage tip from Dad: keep nuts in airtight containers in the refrigerator. He learned this the hard way when his first batch went rancid in summer heat. Activation secret: soak almonds overnight, then dry them. This breaks down compounds that interfere with mineral absorption. Dad does this Sunday nights for the whole week. Results? Not only were his cramps gone, but his overall muscle tone and strength improved. At 76, he's stronger than some 60-year-olds. The sustained nutrition from almonds became the foundation that made everything else work better. Food No. 6. The absorption multiplier month 5 brought the discovery that made everything else work exponentially better. My father casually mentioned, "I think all these foods are working better now. I feel more energetic throughout the day." He was right, and the reason was avocados, the absorption multiplier that supercharged every other food. One medium avocado contains 975 milliliters of potassium, more than 2 bananas. But the real magic happens with the healthy monounsaturated fats that dramatically increase your absorption of nutrients from other foods. When my father started adding half an avocado to his daily routine, his absorption of minerals from spinach increased by up to 300%. Those almonds? The healthy fats helped his body utilize their vitamin E more effectively. But there's more. Muscle cell membranes are made primarily of fats. The quality of these fats directly affects how well muscles can contract and relax. Healthy fats from avocados create flexible, responsive muscle membranes that resist cramping. The Nutrition Journal published research that validated what we saw. Adults over 50 who added half an avocado daily experienced 45% fewer nighttime muscle cramps within 8 weeks. Dad's simple addition: half an avocado sliced onto his morning scrambled eggs with spinach. He calls it his power breakfast. Timing strategy: because fats take longer to digest, having avocado with breakfast provided sustained nutrient enhancement throughout his entire day. Results? This wasn't just about preventing cramps anymore. My father's overall energy, mental clarity, and physical resilience improved dramatically. He looked and felt years younger. Half an avocado daily became the multiplier that took his transformation from successful to spectacular.